Hello and welcome back. This is MC1 Gamer bringing you a bit of a hobby update. So this is what's on my plate for this week. This has to be made table ready by Saturday this weekend. Tonight is Tuesday night, the 15th. I think today is Pie Day. Just so I can give some perspective on what today's day is and how much more I have to go. Now, I spent a couple weeks putting together, converting up some of the remainder of the forces that I have for my Bretonnian Undead, the Musalon Undead that I've been working on for a few years now. And I converted up a ton of stuff, and I'm not even done. There's a whole bunch of stuff I still have to do. Now I'm going to get some close-ups here so you guys can see what's going on. But, I spent the last couple weeks putting these things together, rebasing things. And now I finally got through the point where I've done some base coats. I'm still doing a little bit of converting, putting a couple last-minute models together, like one of these Mortis engines. But I need to field this and the vast majority of the stuff that I have already built at a massive Megabattle that's happening this Saturday at one of the local shops called the Bearded Dragon in Bernardsville, New Jersey, against all comers. Anybody who's going to bring a list or a collection, we'll put it on the table and try to take on the armies of Nagash. So just to show you some of the stuff that I've been doing, these are my Blood Knights. Now, I'm using the regular Bretonnian horse, so I put them on, their round bases, their oval bases. Everything here has these washers underneath so they could stick to the bottoms of the trays that I have. I have the plastic trays with the adhesive metal sheets, the flexible metal sheets that magnetic sheets. So I have, these are my, I rebased the corpse cart. I had some older, already somewhat painted skeletons that I kept. I just wanted to rebase them. I have a bunch more of those that haven't been put on there. These are the Grave Guard. So I wanted knights with, Bretonnian knights. In some cases, I was only making the two-handed version because that's what really was more viable in 8th edition. But now I'm making versions of them both in one-handed and two-handed, one-handed shield and great weapons. A little mashup of one of the leaders with a great helm and a nice crest there. These guys, combinations of the Bretonnian. Oh, there's my cat. He's there's Shadow. He's bearing witness on all the work that I've been doing. Getting a little pissy at the fact that he's not getting a lot of attention either. Same with my wife. Here are the two-handed ones that I've had for a while. So I have a bunch of these, and as I've been known to do, some magnetizing, so I can easily not have to worry about the standards coming off. Just to give you an idea of what some of the great weapon wielder guys look like. No, he's not a great weapon. He's just the other musician. All done very speedily and much more cleanly as a result of getting into airbrushing. Thank you again, Vince, and other people who have helped. Here's some more of the great weapon wielders. And you can see some of them have skeleton bones in midst of, let's see if I can find a couple of those, in between some of these plates. So yeah, I'm going to make them look even more there's a skeleton hand right there, that they're going to look, there's another skeleton hand. There's a couple of them that I've done like that with the intention of differentiating them from just being knights. So here's some zombies that I rebased, primed, and I'm just getting to the Blood Knights. I've been talking about doing this for a while. I didn't come up with this idea myself, but I'm making it my own. These are Grail Knights, a few of them custom made. but using some of the old fur and chaos armored, fur cloaked and chaos armored, the old chaos mounted knights, but added some of these. These are the champions, the guys who are holding these aloft. Let's see what we have here. We have, for the musicians, I wanted to have them to still have their lances, so they have that. This one's just primed up a little bit. I'll go over the standard later. Here's tons of zombies. This is only about half the zombies. Here's about half the skeletons. I have a bunch of skeletons that are being made to look like men-at-arms with the right caps, but these were all in the previous format, so I kept them. They were older ones that I just, I put different shields and weapons on, or just wanted to put everything on bases. Here's some of the Archai, the Morghast Archai, some of the Morghast I have. Finally, oops, no sleeping on the job. Got work to do. Again, everything's got the washers so that they stick, so that it's easy to transport. Not flight transport, but local transport. Here's Ark in the black, also has that. He's a little bit wobbly. I don't know how to quite do that. I think I might be putting another one of these in here, try and stabilize that a little more, which is cool. But this is magnetized, so I can pull him off and pull another one out. I got another one of these that I'm going to be building up, so I'll be able to field any of the two of them that I want. And his head, pop, magnetized, pops right on and off. So he's in the early stages, just getting the stays on pretty good. Just getting the base colors before I start doing some painting. I'm going to get this stuff to be tabletop ready for the event at the very least. I hate the way he wobbles like that. That's why I have to do that extra work. A couple of these were mashed up with some Vargeist wings. These are the old regular ones. And then a lot of other conversions that I've been working on, which is these I have this second Mortis engine, which can be converted into being a Coven throne, but just so you can see, I've got the knights at the front are actually Bretonnians. There's some bronze coloration. I think that's bronze. I think it's like tin bits mixed with some, looks a little bit too dark, but and it's obviously the first coat. But this is this is interchangeable, this piece right here. So what I do is I magnetize it so I can take it off, and there are magnets in there, and then I can put the other Coven Throne version of it on, and then replace that. As you can see, pretty heavy. This is the gray pumice that Vince Ventrilo was talking about. Also washers to keep it, again, from sliding around. I use these because these are stronger than the spindly little thin ones that come in the kit. Those break so easily. I can't tell you how many people I've seen with Mortis engines that they look terrible. One thing I'm not going to get done before the weekend, before the event, is rebasing all the Hex Wraiths and Black Knights. I don't know if I'm even going to finish all the Black Knights. This one, I'm just getting, again, the magnetization done, and these will be interchangeable. So, as you can see, boom, pops right in there, nice and sturdy. Oops, well, unless you really shake it, but it's not meant to be shaked. But I guess if you test it like that, there you go. And then pull that off. And there's the other one that I'm going to be working on. And these are going to have a little bit, I want everything to be a little bit different, obviously. So instead of these, and this is going to be obviously, glowing green. And I'm going to be changing the color on this. I like the color, the blue and the white, but I want to get more universal and standard with the Nylic Oxide and that ghostly color. But I changed these up, so instead of having the glowing pieces in the back, I wanted these pieces at the front, which looks just like them, with heads attached to them. So I figured that'll be something different to set these apart. I've got some other heads for another one. And then I can move, I'm going to make Neferata and bring her hopefully for this event. And I can have one of these be a Coven Throne for her special battalion war scroll. And then I will use this one as a Mortis engine and use that for the for the Malignance special war scroll. So I'm going to be representing as many of the different undead elements as I can. The ghouls with the Ghoul King, that kind of stuff. This is actually, I'm just trying to push this forward because I've been sitting on this for so long and I keep getting sidetracked with things like my Sylvaneth, more recently with the Dwarves, and with so many other projects and other game systems too, like Bolt Action and Frostgrave and whatnot, that I haven't really come back to this. I know this. I'm not getting any money from Propel, by the way, but hey, these are great trays, to work off of. So, just to hold these things in different project, categories. Some of the other things that I've done, this obviously hasn't been put together fully or even fully primed yet, but these are magnetized, as is this piece, so I can switch out the other version, and I can pull these off and pull this on. There you go. If I want to go and swap this version out. So, a lot of interchangeability. I have another one of these I'm converting up actually from an old Vampire Counts or an old Undead Chariot. Just adding some zombies and some bodies onto it and putting on a base. There we go. Some more of those. Makes it a little heavier, but honestly, it's so much easier just to put it into a tray and store it that way. So again, a big mega battle coming up with Nagash. I doubt I'm going to get to put him on his round. He has his long rectangular Terrorgeist-sized base that it just doesn't need to be that big anymore. But it's a very big, very gigantic round base that he's going to be on, and I have to see if how I want to do it, because I put a lot of effort into having a whole little army of different types of undead coming up out of the ground, and it was on one of the arcane ruins. The had all the stonework, and it was a ritual area which signified what was going on when he was brought back during end times. Here's some more of the grave guard that I have. Again, these are the whole theory behind this is that these are undead Bretonnians. Yeah, trying to use as many of the different things. There's a couple of zombies popping out of the earth. This is obviously a lot of stuff and a lot of stages yet to come. So my next stage is to finish priming here, and then along with all of these other things that have been done, I'm going to change the coloration of the bases here. Just paint those up. And then I'm going to start working on some of the little pieces and just doing them unit by unit. So doing the armor and weapons, some dry brush and some edge highlighting. I'm thinking of, and let me know what you think about this, I'm thinking of with these guys, really to set them apart, to make them look like there's some kind of a nefarious glow magics behind them, is maybe having, coming out of their visors, a little green or bluish glow. And something that would really make it seem like these guys are in armor. They used to be living Bretonnians, but these are undead now. So something like that. Doing the wood on this, all the flesh on all of the zombies. I'd like to think I can get further in line with the knights for the blood knights, but other than priming these and then just starting to work on some of the armor, the metal bits, and the cloaks, I don't know how far I'm going to get before this Friday on the horse, on the nightmares that they ride. So they're going to be all in the Mouseline yellowish colors, and they're going to be more black than yellow. So it's going to be more like yellow on black, where the black knights are going to be black on yellow. Want to get some of anything that has ethereal aspects, like all these units. And then, of course, those. I want to make sure I get the grays and then the Nilic, whatever it's called, oxide, and try to do some of that so that it stands out as, the difference between the bone and that stuff. And then, of course, all the armor and weapons and the corrosion, if I can get to it, on the skeletons. Again, not all the high details, but just to really, to make it look, again, table worthy. And then for the following event, I'll raise the bar on all of these. Obviously, all the zombies will have flesh colored. I don't know if I'll get to the washes. I'll probably put some grays and greens as in splotches. And I want to have a base flesh on all these guys, and have different pockets of necrotic flesh on their arms and their faces in different patches, so that it still looks like flesh, but corroding flesh, not just all green or all gray. And then, of course, with washes and blood and stuff like that, that'll really set them apart. And then try to see if I can get to some of the clothing and do some different colors and different stages of decay on the clothes. But, I have like another 50 of these that are all men-at-arms / zombie mashups. These are all just the regular zombies, except for a couple here that are from the Graveguard group. So yeah, there's the work in progress. Again, a couple weeks just really buckled down, put away my work in progress. Sylvaneth stopped trying to set up the dwarves for getting on the table and starting to be built and doing all that stuff, and then put away all the bolt action stuff and the Frostgrave stuff that I've been doing, and built all this extra stuff that I just needed to get to add into my existing army. And now, I'm close to finishing the priming of it, and then starting to do the first waves of all the different layers, different base coatings. If I can get that, even if it's not all washed up, even if I get some good obvious colors, differentiate weapons and armor from flesh and bone, and just some of that stuff before I do any kind of highlighting or shading and layering. I think they'll at least stand out on the battlefield as an entire force. And again, this is a fraction of the undead that are going to be available. There's so much more than this. This is just the stuff that I needed to finish, and I think I've got another 30 or 40 skeleton that I still haven't done that I won't make it for this event, including a bunch of Black Knights just to round out the Black Knights, and some Vargeist that are like undead Pegasi, which won't make it to, this one as well. They're done, but they just don't have they have like riders like this I have to do, but I didn't put wings on them, so I have like maybe about 3 or 4 in the way that I want them. But there's only so much you can do. But I have, between tonight, the rest of this week, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's it. And then Saturday, this is all going to have to be done. Now I'm sure there's plenty of people who've marathon like this, but the best thing about this, putting myself in this position, is getting stuff done. I'm trying not to rush it so that it looks rushed and it comes out all shitty in the paint job. I'm going to take my time to do it reasonably well, which is why I'm not trying to complete any of this stuff. I just want to make it look table, ready and at least reasonable in terms of, you just look okay on the table and the mass groups, but I'll improve them for the follow-up events that are already planned or in the negotiation stage, so that there'll be additional progression and people will see. I'll show them on the PMP and and various sites, and hopefully get some feedback from people. But really start taking my time to actually put these things in a better shape, where they actually look the way I wanted them to for a completed army. But I think it was good to really to nail down an event that was within reach to get some of this stuff done, but put myself under the gun to have to do it, and to put in the time and lose a little bit of sleep to get it done, so that I actually do it. Because I've been procrastinating or getting sidetracked with so many projects, which I'm sure a lot of people can identify with. But there you have it. This is, the remnants and remainder of what I have, mostly what I have left, on top of the already sizable army that will be mostly Muslim. I can never pronounce that properly. Bretonnian undead forces of Nagash to go up against Chaos and Bretonnians and Stormcast and Dark Elves and Ogres and whatever else walks through the door with whatever players show up. And we'll see how that turns out. I really don't believe Nagash is going to make it even to turn 3. If he makes it to turn 2, I'll be impressed. I'll be shocked if he makes it to turn 3, but I don't care because it'll be fun for all, and somebody will have a feather in their cap taking down, Papa Nagash, and as well as maybe Arkin and a couple other big things, like a couple of Terrorgeists and a couple of zombie dragons, and about 20 crypt horror werewolves, and many, many, many others really scary, crazy things, including a bunch more of these guys. Any case, there you have it. Hope you like, and tune in for more. Have a great day, everybody.